has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes, on the Breakfast Club.
Now, shout out to our brother Sway. Now, Samuel L. Jackson was doing an interview on Sway and talks about the time his wife checked Tupac.
I remember the one specific story. My wife was on that film. Mm-hmm. She was the chubby kid's mom, and I guess Pop was walking through a room one day and he was cussing somebody out. My wife grabbed him and was like, "Young man, you see all these women sitting in here? You can't be in here cursing, blah blah blah." And everybody in the room was like, and he looked at her and was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am." Everybody in the room was like, "Do you know who that was?" She was like, "No, I have no idea who he was, but he shouldn't have been cursing in front of all these women in this room, blah, blah, blah." And from that point on, every time he saw her, he was like, "Hey, Mom, how you doing?" Blah, 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 As much as everybody puts Pac in that whole, rapping world, he did go to a performing arts school. He understood, the business of acting and what was going on. Yeah.
All right. That was Samuel L. Jackson talking about the time his wife checked Tupac Shakur. Yeah. That was on the set of Juice.
Yeah, no OG black woman. They don't give a damn who you are.
Not at all.
They don't give a damn who you are, what you do, how much money you got. If you ain't moving accordingly, you gonna get snatched up. Mm-hmm. Period. Bottom line, point blank.
But that's
period.
How it should be, right? That's community,
how it should
right?
be. We need more of that. We definitely need more of that in the community. I don't know what we got to do for. I guess that's the way people learn.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it takes a village.
Well, that's
100%.
I mean, that's how a lot of us were raised. It didn't matter if you did something wrong on the block or wherever you were. Somebody screamed at you and then told your mama.
Salute. You know what? Drop on a clue bomb for Miss Brevard, Miss Nicole Brevard. Love Miss Brevard.
What did she do?
She used to snatch me up all the time.
She should have snatched up a little more.
Shut up. She actually sent me a message yesterday, and it was a meme that said, what did it say? It said, "Oh, shout out to everyone who had report cards growing up that read talks too much," and she put sounds familiar. So, love you, Miss Brevard.
All right. Now, we got to talk Pat Sajak. He announced on Monday that he plans on retiring. He was the host of the longest-running game show at the end of the 41st season. He's still going to stay on as a consultant, but it seems like Whoopi Goldberg reveals that she wants the job.
Man, Whoopi's sick of y'all at The View, huh?
Legendary game show host Pat Sajak just announced that he's going to be retiring from Wheel of Fortune at the end of the next season. What's your reaction to the news and any ideas on who should replace him?
Well, Pat's a legend. I mean, over 40 years, and the price of a vowel has not gone up one penny. Like nobody controlled inflation like Pat Sajak. Hopefully, Wheel's got an envelope somewhere that says what to do when Pat packs it in.
Whoopi wants the job. I want that job.
Well, now we figured it out.
I think it would be lots of fun.
Whoopi's sick of y'all. Whoopi's sick of every time she got something to say, y'all jump down her throat every few months. She's tired of it. She's tired of it. She just wants something nice and easy like Wheel of Fortune.
The rumor has it that they're talking to Ryan Seacrest for being being a host of Wheel of Fortune.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could just do an AI Pat Sajak. I mean,
what?
If they did an AI Pat Sajak like on Cedar's World, remember Cedar's World back in the damn BT? I'm sure the technology is much better now. You wouldn't really know the difference.
No, you can't.
They could actually do that with Alex Trebek on Jeopardy too now, if they wanted to.
No,
because they're so cool. Like they kind of just blend in with everything that's going on those shows.
No, you want a real host.
All right,
I would love if Whoopi did it.
Me too, because I want her to get off the View. Because I'm tired of y'all jumping down OG Whoopi throat every time she got an opinion.
Yeah. Well, Larsa Pippen and Marcus Jordan, that's Michael Jordan's son, they have a new podcast. It's called Separation Anxiety. And they talk about a lot on their first episode. They talk about when they first met, them trying to hide themselves from paparazzi as they were dating.
I feel like we were hiding out and trying to be low key. And then
we didn't trust anyone ever we went. We were scared of
there's phones. We're
our camera.
Ducking from flashes in the club and all this stuff. You were at a position earlier when we first met that you didn't want to take on all the smoke.
I was kind of skeptical because I kind of felt like, why would you do this, Larsa? Why would you do this? Why would you date someone that, just the families, it's just a really crazy situation to be in.
Yeah.
They also talk about how when she first met him, she didn't save his name under his name. She saved it under a fake name.
Well, she put heir to the throne.
Mark Jacobs.
So who made the first move?
You did.
I beg to disagree.
What?
I think, again, I was looking at her across the room, but we were looking at each other for sure.
Right, but is that the first move, looking at each other?
Nah, I don't think that's the first move, but I'd say I made the first move.
You know, it's funny. I feel like a lot of people don't know that I could never really put you under your name on my phone.
Yeah, I didn't find that out until we started dating either.
So I had you under Mark Jacob.
Yeah, that's
like, I don't know why I had you under Mark Jacob, but like that's what I had you on my phone because I didn't want anyone to know when you would call me. I just wanted it to be very like.
Well, I feel like when we first started dating, it was random. Like when we would talk, it'd be like I was going on a trip, or I'm coming to Miami, or somehow we were going to bump into each other. So that's kind of funny that I was stored under Mark Jacob.
Why do we care? What happened now?
Oh, people care about it. Of course, that's
Larsa
Pippen.
They're not married though, right?
No, they're dating.
You can't have a whole podcast and y'all just dating. Well, you got to be married to have a relationship podcast.
Well, Larsa Pippen, of course, is Scottie Pippen's ex. She's 48, and Michael Jordan's son Marcus is 32. And they also talk about meeting the kids. Marcus meeting the kids.
I don't care. What is the podcast about, though?
Relationship stuff. They
are not married. They are dating. I don't think that you should start a podcast if you're just dating. They haven't even been dating long enough to start a podcast. I'm going to tune in every week to listen to two people who've just been dating for a little while in regards to relationship advice.
You listening now? Go ahead.
Because you keep playing it.
My kids.
Okay.
Because I do feel like I don't normally bring guys around my kids. I'm really selective on who I invite into my home, who I have around my kids. But I feel like it was very natural and normal when you came around because they already knew you. They love you.
I think it's been great.
I feel like my kids already knew you. Like when I would FaceTime with you or call you, and I'd be like, oh, like conversations we would have. So I think when they finally did get to meet you, it was not like, oh my God, who's this guy? It was almost like, hey, Marcus, what's up?
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of common ground.
Yeah.
Which makes it easier for us all to be around each other.
So you're not going to listen to the podcast?
I don't have a reason to, but I will say, is that like a specialty podcast? Is it something they're just doing for each other just to describe their relationship and their situation? Or is this something long-term where they're going to be helping other couples? Because if that's the case, then they need to make a commitment to themselves. I would think. Before I make a commitment to that podcast, I would want them to make a commitment to themselves.
Well, maybe they're just talking about their relationship and how they're doing. Like when they start getting it made, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about when he met their kids. I don't know. This is a podcast. People have been talking about it. They want to know more about Larsa Pippen and Michael Jordan's son's life. So people are tuning in.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. Oh.
Congratulations.
Yo, what's wrong with you? Oh, you did that right, yo. You did that pretty good. Drop a bomb for Charlamagne. He practiced that.
Oh, I do that all the time randomly for no reason.
He practiced that.
I do not know. I be walking around the house randomly. Congratulations.
All right. Who you giving your donkey to, man?
Oh, man, before after the hour, we need YK Osiris to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with him, please.
All right, we'll get to that next, so don't move. It's
Very
the Breakfast
teachable
Club.
moment.
Good morning.
Wake that ass up. In the morning. The Breakfast Club.